do believe we are live. So I'll say, indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you, by the way, for joining me, for sharing this moment, for tuning into this frequency. Yeah, that's what we're talking about today, frequencies. Frequencies. It's gonna be an interesting one, I'm sure. I see Joy Vive joining me. Loazana's here too. Love Chan, of course. So much love to all of you. Duck Dad even as well. Sending you love. Yeah. It's nice having all of you friends here. Let's take a moment to breathe, absorbing the frequency of atmosphere. Take a moment to look at the sky, the frequencies of blue light blasting my eyes, the frequency of the grass, so grassy. It's so nice to have you friends here with me. I had this weird kind of like dream. You know that limbo space where after you wake up and you try and like close your eyes again and you're like in a dreamscape and you know you're dreaming, but you're also kind of invested in whatever is happening in that kind of, space. I was kind of there, right? And then in that space, I found myself, I don't know if it was arguing or deliberating or trying to figure out something, but there was very much this understanding in my heart that we were trying to figure out the frequency of individual human beings. And we were trying to like do the math of everything that goes into establishing what your frequency is, if that makes any sense at all, right? And then it became kind of contrived where I was like noticing how many different things induce frequencies, right? Like even your posture induces a certain frequency. The way you move your body while you're walking, frequency. The sip of water you're taking, frequency. The words you say at your water before you drink them, frequency. The batch flower remedies in your water, frequencies. So many frequencies that are actively participating to this frequency that is you, right? And obviously, you friends know what I believe is the ultimate frequency, right? The frequency of love. Apparently, it's also at 528 hertz. The heart frequency as well, right? There's so many layers. There's so many layers to it, and I'm looking forward to having the frequency that you output get inputted into me so that I can frequency output into you so that you can have frequencies to output to me. So much love to you. I did. I took four early morning and then I took four late afternoon and then I added the other eight to my water bottle again. Shan, thank you. Mm. I've already loved my water, but love you even more. Mm-mm-mm. I'm pretty sure like it's not supposed to flavor my water because it's so diluted, but I'm pretty sure it changes something. Looks like a beautiful sunny day. Going to soak this all in before I spend the day in the dark basement. I don't know why, but it went like the frequency into like grungy, like growling bass, sending you good vibes, Duck Dad. Good luck, brother bear, with your basement day. Nobody puts duckles in the basement. Would you like some caveman jokes to ease your suffering, Duck? Please, Sam, give us all of the caveman jokes. Joy Vive, I think I'm gonna cut the tassels off. Like, it's there. They got wrecked. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anything with tassels and me dancing with them just gets destroyed, unfortunately. Hey, OG, run away. Love you, friend. It's nice having you here. Let's see, Joy V, tell me something good, yo. Yeah, me too. I mean, I'm short, super hairy, and strong. Are you joking about me? Are you? How dare you? Culturally appropriate, my caveman ancestors. My wife says I look like a homeless caveman. You can't be homeless and a caveman. Thank you very much. My home is the cave. Otherwise, I'm just man. We're not that different, you know. That's the thing that concerns me the most is that we as human beings, biologically at least, aren't that different to the human beings who used to live in caves. I believe we have taken a step into being something new, right? A frequency of existence that is unknown to any version of humanity before us. But we are still prone to the old frequencies of our animalistic nature sometimes, right? This tends to be our problem. And yet, also the thing that makes for this experience. It's like one of the frequencies that are contributing. So maybe I should backtrack a little bit. Uh, some of you friends might know what the Fourier function is. Like, hey Google, can you define the Fourier function? So the direct translation goes like this. In physics and mathematics, the Fourier transform, oh, it's a Fourier transform, not a Fourier function, excuse me. The Fourier transform is a transform that converts a function into a form that describes the frequencies present in the original function. The output of the transform is a context value function of the frequency. Obviously, all of us know exactly what that means, right? No, I also don't. But I know what the Fourier transformer is. And technically, to simplify that, technical gobbledygook, is that you can have, for instance, my voice, right? And if actually, can we? I'm gonna have to end the you now stream. I'll keep you friends because I can see there's a friend here. So when we speak, right? When words come out of my face, technically it is like a jumbled up mess of sine waves mashed together, creating like right? And if you apply a Fourier transform function to that, you can extract multiple different sine waves out of that function, right? So here is like a long sine wave, and here is like a sine wave, and here is like a even longer sine wave. And if they all collapse, if they combine onto each other, it becomes the sounds that you're hearing coming out of my face right now. Okay? I know it's kind of trippy, but to think of everything as an extension of that, right? That everything is this complexified, jumbled onto itself frequency that is now the universe, the one song that we're listening to, that we're experiencing as a collective. And yet, every single one of us are one of those sine waves, right? Contributing to this fractal, to this frequency, day by day, heartbeat by heartbeat, breath by breath, eating and pooping, drinking water, and like everything is these frequencies collapsing onto themselves. And I feel like we're responsible. We're very responsible. And then this whole topic kind of like came from the whole caveman, perspective. That caveman version of us is still a frequency that is being induced. But the frequencies of love, the frequencies of humanism, right, to say it in so many words, I feel is becoming louder and louder. The frequency of progress is becoming more and more pronounced. And the more pronounced one frequency becomes, the more it changes the final output, right, of what that frequency is going to look like. And it's exciting. It's so exciting. I thank you, friends, for indulging my fascinations with frequencies, I guess. Careful. If you start asking for people to input, SRS will appear. I've been missing SRS, kind of. I'm like, oh, I'm not getting irritated anymore. Oh, okay. Nice job, Mal. Thank you, Shan. What's good? I love you. Is it good, Sam? I hope so. Loizana saying, Melt, when you told that dream in yoga, I thought of the handbell choir I used to play in. Each person would have just one or two frequencies of bells, and you had to play yours just at the right time, right? Isn't that interesting, right? Like, Loizana now has like a very specific fractal of what it is I'm talking about with this topic. And that's a beautiful, depiction that every one of them has like a bell, right? So you make ding dong, And then there's other people with a dong, ding, right? And then dong, dong, ding, 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 dong, dong, ding, dong. I'm sorry, Lozana, you had to experience that. But that's what we're doing, right? This is me playing my little bell. Right? And sometimes I do it for longer, sometimes I do it for less. But always it is the frequency that I'm inducing. And I'm trying to actively make that frequency a loving one, right? How can I make sounds so loving that the people hearing the sounds are like, yeah, those are pretty loving sounds, dude. You know, the frequency of love is apparent, right? To again, within this Fourier function kind of analogy, if you could take all of the data that I've produced, right? Every single stream, every single word, every single idea that we kind of like dove into, every single interaction that we've shared with one another. And technically, it doesn't work this way at all. But if you had a Fourier function or a Fourier transform that you could apply onto that, I want the primary frequency that arises to be like, ah, it seems love is true. How about that? Oh goodness, scientists all over the world are ripping their hair out. They're like, oh, that's not how it fucking works. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care how it works. It does have a little bit of a taste. I like it too. It is kind of nice actually. It's okay. Cut them off, Melty. Oh, thank you about the little tassels. I appreciate that. If you don't have a cave, I guess. Lois, super appreciate the nature views from you lately and yoga, right? I'll stop. Being able to see her and our doggo as well. I would feel way more comfortable living in a cave than sitting in an office cube, fam. I agree. In fact, I want to live in a cave. Right? I've shared this with you friends before. Technically, it's not a cave, but technically, it's 100% a cave. I want to, throughout this streaming process, like I want to spend like 5 to 10 years traveling South Africa in electric van that charges with the sun. I've shared this with you friends, and then I'm gonna hopefully gather enough finances to buy myself a piece of property, and then I'm going to keep my car that charges with the sun parked on that property, and then I'm gonna start digging into the side of a mountain. And I'll take you friends with me. I'm gonna be like, I'm Minecrafting right now. And then I'm gonna do that for like 5 years or something until it's deep enough into the mountainside, and then I'm gonna build myself a home in said mountainside. Is this gonna happen? I guess we'll have to see. But it is something that I have in my mind that I've been thinking about a lot. I've been manifesting it as well. I want a house inside of a mountain. I don't know why. I think from the practical reasoning of uh, Earth as a battery, right? Like South Africa does get warm, and a mountainside home will always be cool. I'm probably going to have to like figure out some sort of energy needs when it comes to like actually heating it up again. Less I am uncomfortable. Humidity is probably going to be an issue as well. But I want to go back to being a caveman, and I'll make my own cave. Is that Crayon? Love you, dear friend. Larry Thorne. Larry Thorne joined us as well. Sending you good vibes. I don't know if you're still here, but thank you for becoming a fan. How are you, Crayon? How's life treating you, friend? Mm-mm-mm-mm. Hey, Lozana, manifesting abundance into the space. Thank you, dear friend. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Is that a pear? It is a pear. A pear being so gentle. Freaking emojis. Oh, thank you so much, dear friend. Again, one step closer to having a cave of my own. Yes. Dwarves. Did I miss some? Cut them off. The cave. Lois, I appreciate the nature views. Thank you again. I would feel way more comfortable living in a cave than sitting in a office cubicle. And then Sam said, dwarves wouldn't do well in an office setting. They draw too much aggro and would end up getting the party banned in a cube maze. The D&D. Your D&D is showing. Sam. Okay, stuff's okay. Thanks, Sam. It's still Winter Wonderland over here. Do you know when it's gonna get a little bit warmer again, Lovizana? I'm curious. Do you want it to be warmer, or do you actually like the winter wonderland? The snow just started here. Is it normal for this time of year, Lois? Isn't your birthday coming up, Melty? It's time to manifest a new scar for you. My birthday is like in a while. My birthday is in May, but technically it's coming up. Oh goodness! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Time! Stop making me grow older. I don't want to turn 25. I want to be 24 forever. The universe was like, nah, dude, I'm gonna have to kill you if you want to do 24 forever. Please, please, no. I'll fine. I'll turn 25. Fine. Okay. Thank you again. Maybe that purple one you were talking about still piquing my interest for some reason, Jovi. The crazy weather. It was 25 degrees and snowing 2 days ago. Today is 70. Yeah, that's definitely Fahrenheit. So very cold to not so very cold, I'm guessing. Love this topic as we love you, of course, Shan. Like you've been kind of in the fractal of frequencies as of late as well, so I feel it's even more synchronous for you. Sending you all love. I have to entertain a child playing dress up and a dog being silly loud, I'm guessing. Thank you, Natalie, for spending even a moment with us. We'll see you again soon. Hey, Jovan is here again. Sending you love, dear friend. It was nice seeing you in yoga as well. Lois, handbell choir sounds awesome. I totally don't have the patience for it. I want to play all the bells, but I love watching. Yes, it was like no, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to go pong, and then you have to wait until it's your turn to pong. You have to wait again. Pong pong. Pong pong pong. Ding pong pong. Oh, okay. I've never heard it described as fall spring, but as a Chicagoan, I'm using that, the fall spring, when you think it's spring and then the winter comes, directly after as well. Like some people have rotation closets where they only wear certain clothing during certain seasons. And I'm imagining the fractal of a person being like, oh, it's spring, and taking out all of their warmer clothing and then getting absolutely wrecked the next week, having to put all of their clothing back again. Sounds like a nightmare. Why? Why am I thinking of that fractal specifically? Guess my mom. My mom has too many clothing. Has too many clothing? Is that grammatically correct? My mother has too much individual items of clothing. My mother is one of those people who don't believe in wearing something again in a week time frame. I don't know why. My mom likes being pretty, and she likes the compliment she gets with being pretty. And I guess that incentivizes her having a new look every now and then. She also makes her own clothing, so I don't know what I'm saying. I'm guessing I'm noticing the frequency of purchasing things. And my mom is one of those people who has winter clothing and summer clothing. And I can't imagine. Like it looks like there's boxes standing in the hallway because there's no room in the closet, right? Like that to me is like a clear indication that maybe, just maybe, there shouldn't be bought anymore. She does it for me as well. You friends have seen, or she just buys me clothing. It's like, oh wait, now you have more clothing. And I never want to say no or please don't because that sounds ungrateful. But also, I want to try and be an example that you can wear the same clothing every day, mom. Yeah, it's fine. In fact, I feel like it's a good thing, right? Like there's a part of me that feels like, yeah, I'm being loyal to my clothing. My clothing is having the time of their lives actually being worn. Sam, spring comes and goes here. The fall spring, second fall spring, and early spring teaser, etc. You're excited today, Melty. Nobody took your chicken today. Actually, I'm still not eating. So I am feeling good. The ketosis is kicking in again. My brain feels like it's unencumbered. The frequencies, right? Because I do believe 100% that everything you eat has a frequency of its own as well. And your body assimilates that frequency, right? It's not going to be you, but it's going to be a part of you. And not having to eat anything means no frequencies interfering with my brains. I have been drinking coffee though. I mean, I'm saying it like it's like I'm just choofing coffee all day, every day. I've drank two coffees, one at 10 a.m. and then one again at two, two actually more closer to three ish. So I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping out, Joy V. Maybe I'm just caffeinated right now. But I am feeling happy being in the space with you, friends. Technically, it's not a cave, but technically 100% a cave. I mean, like a cavity. Let's actually Google. Hey Google, can you define a cave? Yeah, so a cave or a cavern is a natural void. So technically, not a cave. Specifically, a large space enough for a human to enter the cave. Caves often formed by weathering of rock and often extend deep underground. Well, yeah. So technically not a cave, but in my mind, 100% a cave. There's a legal definition. I have to see this. What is the legal definition of a cave? Caves mean any natural. I mean, I'm natural, right? I'm 100% gonna use explosives. Like that's no doubt about it. Mel, you have to have a license to use explosives. I can make my own. Mel, you'll get arrested. Hey Google, will I get arrested if I use explosives to make holes in mountains? All I'm getting is guides. It's like, what? You want to blow holes in mountains? This is how you do it. Thank you. I'm gonna take that as it's completely legal. It's very easy making explosives. It's so easy. It's like it's absurdly easy. Uh, I'm going too far into the future. We'll make our own caves. I'm looking forward to it. Even it's gonna be fun. Technically not a cave. You are the best. This is no you. No you shit. Thank you for joining us, JV. Jovan. There's a cave in Scotland I want to see. I want to see all the caves, all of the ones I can walk into. Like there's something about caves that just feel kind of like primordial. It's like there's an energy. I'm studying for an exam I gave later, so I'm trusting you all to behave yourselves. Sorry. What wonderful water I am drinking. What delightful air I am breathing. Is this how well-behaved people behave themselves? No, Gab, I shall not behave myself. I'm studying for an exam I have later, I'm guessing. So I'm trusting you all to behave yourselves. Good luck, Gabby Goo. So many good lucks to you, brother Bear. Hope it goes well. I think Maxine just joined us. Sending you lovin's. It's nice having you here, friend. Jovan says, we've had a couple of rounds of fall spring a little south of you, Dr. Ru. I think I'm like 6 hours south of you. I wouldn't know, unfortunately. America is big. Jovi, are you going to be my update on the Great South African Chicken Wars? It's vastly undercovered. Like, weirdly enough, there is actually like a little bit of a chicken shortage happening in South Africa right now because I think we lost like 22 million chickens to like load shedding. Hey, Melida's here too. Sending you love. It's so nice to have you here as well. I feel like I'm falling behind. I'm gonna read comments. Jovan, I feel better knowing that someone so cool is only 6 hours away. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I woke up to my building being robbed this morning. Ah, nice. Zano. Like it's not nice, Mel. I know it's not nice. I'm just, I'm tripping out with you, I guess. I'm guessing since it's your building, you weren't the one that was robbed. That doesn't really make it better, but it makes me happy for you, at least. Zano, sending you love. The house I live in is similar to that melt. I think you know that though. Humidity is definitely an issue, but can be managed. We have like dehumidifiers and stuff at least, so I knew part of it, but I didn't know exactly that that's kind of like the way it was, Shan. The building, the whole building's on. What's happening? Please do let us know. My new landlord didn't pay the contractor working on the basement very well, so they cleared out the basement that had storage for us. My partner had to run out and tell them, take anything but our air conditioner. Yeah, priest, dude. Priest, take my. Like, you can take everything but my air conditioner. Oh, you don't want to be 24 forever. Your frontal lobe needs to close at some point. It does. I don't want my frontal lobe closed. Mom. Oh, mom, can I have a frontal lobe? Can I have underdeveloped frontal lobe? No. We have developed frontal lobe at 25. No. No, please. Please, I don't want it. You'll never get the purple scarf. It's not worthy. I know. I know. I'm just curious about what it looked like. To the fact that it, you saw it and was like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. This one isn't going anywhere. HIV, fun fact, ADHD males and females, prefrontal cortex doesn't fully develop until up to 28. How about that? How about that? I feel like I might be in the same kind of fractal. I feel like I'm getting there, having a developed prefrontal cortex. So weird talking about my brain like he's not here. What? What am I doing? What frequencies am I inducing right now? My brain is having a hard time. It's like, wait a second. We're talking about myself. You're not supposed to know what I look like, dude. Usually, when people know what I look like, I'm dead. Yeah. Who knows I have a brain even? Who even says I have a prefrontal cortex? I might have just CPUs up in here. Multiple CPUs. I might be an android. Starts cutting myself open to see if I bleed. Please no. Susanna, that is wild. The contractors are robbing the basement storage. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, that keeps starving himself, so Lord knows what he's doing to his weird couple. I don't think starving myself is bad for my prefrontal cortex. Hey Google. Hey Google. Is fasting bad for your prefrontal cortex? An injury to the prefrontal cortex can cause problems with complex cognitive skills such as planning and behavior. It can also change the way the person expresses their emotions. I feel like I'm capable of planning, and my behavior, I feel, is mostly normal. And I express my emotions mindfully, right? Like, there's actually some developments happening. Adam sent me a message yesterday, and he's coming through to South Africa. He wants to come and fetch me, and then he wants to take me to a music festival. Who, get this, Shan? The music festival is called White Rabbit. It's gonna be a 4-day music festival. We're gonna sleep in tents. I'm pretending that this is a frequency that I'm not used to. Oh, I would never do something like that, but I guess I have to. So I've been planning. I've been calling people, being like, "Oh wait, you got signals and stuffs?" And they're like, "Yeah, we got signals." Like, and then I was like planning with Adam, being like, "Where are we sleeping, dude?" And it was like, "Oh yeah, oh by the way, I have like a 2-man tent. Figure something out." I'm like, "Oh cool, cool." So I've been planning that as well. And weirdly enough, like, this is kind of tripping me out, JV. I actually wrote down today how proud I am of myself for not being as aloof when it comes to just going with the flow. I still do go with the flow, right? But I'm like more like I'll go with the flow, but I'll also draw up Google Maps to see how the river, coils. I'm like, oh wait, okay, so we're gonna flow this way, and then like that. Okay, all right. So yeah, my prefrontal cortex is developing even more right now. Yes, I can feel the neurons connecting to one another. I feel like I'm confusing my own brain right now. It's like I'm playing third person with my own brain because I'm picturing my brain being myself right now, looking at myself, talking about my brain. It's a noisy frequency. It's like wires are being crossed right now. And it's okay, Joy Vive. I starve myself because I have food to eat on my body, right? I still have a lot. I still have a lot of food to eat, right? Like look at this. Look at all of this food. Look at nom 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 nom. So much food to eat. All right, all of that yum 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 yum. All of that fat was stored as energy, and now I'm eating it. All right, so and I'm feeling good. I'm taking my multivitamins. I drank a glass full of salt water today. I'm not dying, am I? No, I'm gonna be okay. Everything is okay. I just gotta be on guard for the rest of the day. Yeah, I think they were lying when they said their boss told them to take it all. When we don't blame them, because our landlord is 100% a slumlord and pays no money to get things fixed, people are gonna be pissed when they find their storage gone. Yeah, I could imagine, Susanna, that sucks. I totally feel for the contractors, but I would never do something like that. I would just destroy my work if it got bad enough. I am glad everything is okay, Susanna. I hope that you don't come back. They don't come back and try to take more. I'm sure they won't. It's like probably like a GTFO kind of situation for them now. I need to purge all of my old workloads. I'll never work in an office again. And they just take up space in my own closet. You see, JV. Maybe that's the frequency that you needed to hear today. Gosh, Anna, that's hectic. Very much so. Everything has frequency. Everything, including having your storage stolen. Right? That has a frequency. And the way that Zano is reacting to said frequency, I feel is more loving than not. Right? Joy V, I donated over 100 men's dress shirts to charity. For some reason, I can't bring myself to donate my ties, but I'm glad that the shirts are gone. The ties need to stay. I feel like it's like my scarves in a weird way, right? Like I would also have a hard time. I'd be okay turning my shirts into like works of art by blending them or cutting them into pieces and then stitching them back together. But I don't know if I'd be able to do that with my scarves. Gobbity Goose said, I output massive BM this morning. I output a massive bowel movement, I'm sure, this morning. It made me grateful for the large scale wastewater disposal system frequency. You know, it's weird that you say that because that frequency induces this mindfulness in me of a dude who aptly said that houses or buildings in the modern world are just a pretty nozzle for a sewer system. And like, it's so disturbing hearing someone say that, right? Like, our society is in a weird way based around the toilet, right? At least the modern toilet, when it comes to like having modern waste disposal systems, these interconnected tubes, right, that take away the waste from the buildings. And there's like a standardized version of what a toilet is supposed to be, what a bathroom is supposed to be. And it wasn't like that for a very long time. And some people still don't have that access to hygiene, right? So there's definitely a frequency there, Gob. I'm seeing it, dude. We were lucky to catch them before they took too much. Fascinating. Why are the ties so hard to let go of? Let's see if the frequency of them being like the scarf is true. Susanna, if it were me, I would call the local attorney and ask if they can legally withhold or transfer your rent into a trust until the situation is rectified. That sounds like a mission and a half. Good luck with that. Thank you, Maxine. I hope the same for you, friend. Loves being sand. Joy Vive, I don't know. I used to really enjoy picking out sharp ties But also, no matter how fat I get, ties should fit. This is true. I'm studying for an exam again. Good luck to you, but the bear. Very good. Carry on, sir. Melt at Esquire. Oh, hmm. I'm so behaved. Ah, yes. Behaving and stuff. I don't even know how to behave myself if I wanted to. I guess I would just sit quietly, be all mysterious and stuff. Clap hands. Oh, or my brain is like having a hard time trying to tune into the frequency of being behaved. Dude, we have sick caves in Kentucky called Mammoth Caves. I mean, obviously, this is now taking my mind to a different fractal because I don't know the Mammoth Caves themselves. But there are caves that have like salt deposits, and these elephants will venture into these caves and then drag their tusks against the earth to like let the ground fall down, and they eat the dirt, and that dirt is like sodium rich, so they can get their salts in. I was like, who who knew? Elephants need salt as well. Love to everyone. Was a while since I've tuned in here. It's so nice having you here, Melita. How are you doing, friend? We've been having torrential rains. It's dry and cold right now, though. You, is it better than the torrential rains? Torrential rains. I feel that, Maxine. I'm glad you're getting that sun. I'm patiently waiting still. The sun has come out for the last 3 days. I'm beyond grateful. I want all of the snow to melt away. Little by little it will. I'm sure hope that those who had stuff taken are compensated in one way or another. Here's open. That's all I'm gonna say to that. I feel that, Maxine. Gabbity gabbity, iski bibbity, iski bibbity bop. Do you have crystals? Duck, do you have crystals? And then caves, asterisks. What? Load shedding killed a bunch of chickens? Oh, mine, yeah. This was like fans running in the chicken cages to kind of like vent heat. And yeah, and they died of heat exhaustion because it gets pretty hot here in summer. It is unfortunate to say the least. Do you do your chests have crystals? Do your caves have crystals? I'm guessing. I hope so. I do hope so. Duck that. 28, that would explain almost everything. I might personal message you about this. Am I missing something? Did Duck Dad say something about 28? About the scarves, maybe? The shirts he donated? My brain's melting. Frequencies. Laughing Tiger. It's been years, but I'm sure we have crystal caves. Those, please do indeed. Mammoth caves are rad. You can take canoe trips through them. Not too far from here. How about that? So big, they have little rivers inside of them, I'm guessing. Oh no, I'm fasting. I'm on fasting day 4, and these questions are being asked. How about that? You're also tuning into the same frequency I'm in right now. Fasting is not something that is hard for me anymore, right? It's just the lack of doing in a weird way. Like, I'm not doing anything, I'm doing nothing, right? It's kind of easy in that way, actually. Thank you, Shan. The up dudes. I have like one ear. This ear feels like it's closed. So it's creating this weird frequency in the side of my head where I can not hear myself the way that I'm supposed to hear myself usually. And it's kind of throwing me off a little bit as well. Mostly normal. Little layers of, like a small layer of normal, and then like infinity depth of not normal underneath. We're still figuring it out. We're still figuring out what to do. I think it's gonna be a nice long letter with some strong words, probably. Oh my goodness, so awesome, Melty. That's so exciting for the music fest. I'm looking forward to it as well. I'm looking forward more than anything to just seeing my homie, which I haven't seen in years, like actual years. Yeah, years now. I did see him after I came back from China, but briefly, and then he left again. So it's gonna be quite an experience for you, friends. I hope that you'll join me on stream. Yep, I did the same thing yesterday, slapping my thighs, saying, "This is my current food." Yeah, very much so. Like, be mindful, as you know as well, Melita. Like, fortunately, eating is very enjoyable, and eating only becomes more enjoyable the longer you fast for. Like, eating something after you fasted is like a level of heaven in of itself, and you get to break your fast of something healthy. So I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Tuning into the frequency of self in a weird way. Mm-hmm. Do I have zero urge to sleep in a tent on the ground for 4 days? Oh yeah, me too, Joy V. Me too. I also have zero urge to do that, especially after like we had that experience of being able to sleep in a chalet at the last festival we went to. That kind of like ruined all tents for me forever when it comes to like the festival experience, because I like festivals as much as the next person does, right? I like dancing. I like meeting strangers. I don't like sleeping on the ground though. I don't like that. But I do like my friends, and the frequency of me liking my friends shadows or overshadows the frequency of me not liking to sleep on the ground. So the final frequency is me still sleeping on the ground and getting to spend time with my friends at the same time. So yeah, I feel I feel you completely. Oh man, I want to go. You will. You're literally gonna go with me. I'm gonna take you friends with me, and then you can be there if you want to be. My fridge went out yesterday, and everything in it went bad. Maybe the universe is asking for another fast. Fuck, that sucks. Oh, goodness. I didn't know fridges broke. I know that sounds so naive, but I've unironically never had a fridge break. Like, we still have like fridges from 2013 running. Not 2013. I mean, maybe even longer than that. How long are fridges supposed to last? Hey Google, what is the average lifespan of a fridge? 10 to 20 years. Yeah, that sounds about right. Was your fridge old? Was it like an issue? I'm trying to think of like warranty solving problems. I'm sorry. There is no problems. Maybe a fast could be, one way to kind of like take on this energy. Joy B, someday, I want to take you and friends on a fun camping trip. See if I can change your mind. We will go glamping. I think if you go glamping, it's okay, right? Just having like basic furniture, for example, like those blow up couches. Just having a blow up couch underneath a gazebo, that already makes a big difference. But we're not gonna have that even this weekend or the weekend coming. It's gonna be the weekend of the 6th of April, I believe. And it's gonna be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it's gonna be quite something. I am looking forward to it, but I know I'm gonna be uncomfortable, and I'm not scared of being uncomfortable, but it makes me uncomfortable to be uncomfortable. And I'm like one of the proponents. Is that the right word? One of the ambassadors of inducing discomfort in your life sometimes to grow stronger. So it's gonna be okay. I'm sorry, food is so expensive right now. That's the thing I'm thinking about as well, right? Oh, by the way, Joy V, did you get severe weather last night? Glamping with you would probably be the best time, Dak. I'm thinking that as well. Melita's saying, actually, that reminds me of how I'm noticing that I'm doing almost no garbage at all while fasting. Not only through my body, but in other ways as well. I'm appreciating you inducing that energy, right? Especially since we're talking about frequencies today. One of the garbage I used to do while I fasted is watch other people eat food, which I stopped doing. I stopped doing it because I realized through a reflection that was another person that that is something that people do. And I was like, fine, people do this. I'm not gonna do that, right? Like especially bodybuilders, people that are like dieting or hungry. for some reason it kind of like induces this want to see people eat food. And then you have like these channels, mukbangs and people eating copious amounts of calories. My day of eating, me eating 10,000 calories, etc., 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 etc. And I haven't done it in months, but for the longest time, when I would fast, there would be like this deep fascination or resonation, like with that frequency of eating something, I guess. And I don't know if that's exactly what you mean, Melina, but that's what came to my mind in that frequency for a moment. No, that's so frustrating. I hope you all get it fixed and get a new one soon. Thank you for that. No, weather is clearing up. Saw California yesterday, tornado yesterday. They looked insane. It's a bummer, but I'll be okay. Another opportunity to get creative with survival. Is that a new strain? Yeah, see. I'm not gonna. If I'm gonna think about it too much, I'm gonna ruin my own time here. Oh, that happened in SoCal. I'm in North Cal, hundreds of miles away. Yeah, that tends to be the way for vacation. My mommy is in Cali right now. How about that? I love elephants. Me too. Apparently, there's a new Netflix show out called The Elephant, The Magician's Elephant, and for some reason, I've been postponing watching it until I'm in the right mind space. But it's calling to me, like it wants to be seen. I want to be friends with some elephants. Me too, Lois. There's actually another Netflix documentary about the elephant whisperers that I recently watched, which like put me in tears. I was like, oh man, I want an elephant as well. I want to be an elephant rider. I once rode an elephant. Jerry V, you did? Oh, nice wine country. Where did you ride an elephant? Is what I'm curious about. Sorta. She's visiting her cousin in Sonoma County. My mama is from there. How about that? Lois, I had a customer that went to Thailand and spent 2 weeks living and working on an elephant sanctuary. Other than that, the weather, other than the weather, he said it was amazing. Yeah, it like rains for weeks at a time sometimes in Thailand, I believe. She just visited her brother in Florida, Keys. Now she's over there. Yeah, my mom's cousin owns a winery over there, just a few doors down from the Francis Ford Copilia's winery. I don't know what that is, unfortunately, but that sounds sick. I'm sure your mom's having a good time, Zana. Does she travel a lot, or is it just like a temporary thing for her right now? Sounds so wholesome. It does, right? Yeah, the body gets used to fasting already, and I can feel it resisting it way less than before. Day 3 and 4 are my favorites in regards to mind power, and I can do so much more than while eating food. Yeah, it's like you gain a new level of freedom, and at the same time, your body ups your amount of growth hormone that your body releases. Your metabolism goes up, weirdly enough, and it kind of like puts you in this hyper alert, I think like dopaminergic mind state where it's like you need to find food again, right? So it puts you in this hyper alert of like, oh, I need to do something. And then you can channel that I need to do something energy into pretty much anything, knowing you'll be okay not eating something at least for a while. I've been to Copella Winery. I used to do a lot of wine tasting. Somona is lovely. How about that? You know the fractal. Javiv was riding an elephant. as was riding an elephant, as awesome as it sounds. It was one of the most awesome things I've ever done. Yeah. Did it help you up? I'm like imagining this fractal of like getting lifted up to the elephant's head with its trunk. I don't know why. I want like the full ride. The elephant helping me on top of itself, knowing that I want to ride it. So lovely, sometimes dry and fiery. By the way, streaming on YouTube at 12:30. Tomatoes, peppers, vibes, and high fives. Thank you, Duck Dad, for letting our friends know. The older a device is, the longer it lives, unfortunately. Yeah, built-in obsolescence very much is a thing these days. It's one of the things that pisses me off the most out of anything. I really hate the built-in obsolescence because I like to buy the premium. Unfortunately, they've brain damaged me that way as well. I like to believe that if I buy the good thing, right, I'm gonna buy less cheap because like apparently buying cheap is expensive and buying expensive is cheap in the long term because buying cheap might mean that you have to buy the thing again because it breaks or it goes obsolete quicker, and then buying the good version of whatever it is you want to buy means it will last longer. But now we're in this fractal of buying the most expensive thing is built with the same fractal of built-in obsolescence as the cheapest thing, meaning even if you buy expensive, you're buying cheap, and that like viscerally pisses me off. Makes me kind of salty. The device, true Mel. They don't make them like they used to, exactly. That's so nice to hear. I've been 3 times in my life and I miss it so much. The grapes, the olive trees, the lizards, and the hummingbirds. It's like a paradise. I don't know why my mom came to live here. Why don't you choose to live there, Susanna? Like, are you making plans to move where you're staying right now? I know that you're kind of like close to a workplace right now, so it might not be as easy, but first time I'm hearing about glamping, yeah, glamour camping. Is like imagine a campsite, but instead of there just being a blow up mattress and blankets and your bag, there is an extra room with a blow up couch area and a little table. And maybe there's like stuff that you could use to cook outside. And maybe there's like a shower, a water bag shower or something, etc., etc. Glamping is like the little upgrade of just normal camping. First time. Get me started about manufacturing obsolescence. It's my angriest subject. I'm happy that that's a fractal we also share, Doc Dad. Like, I'll fight someone, dude. I'll straight up fight someone. It's like, what do you mean you're gonna make my product that it only lasts 2 years? Like, this device that's streaming right now, uh, like, it was an expensive purchase. Very much so. Cost me like 2 months of salary, right? And now I spent my 2 months of salary on it, and it only lasts 2 years still because the port is broken right now. Fortunately, there's like services to fix them, and I've already paid for that service. They asked me like $100 for the port and the labor. Like, a part of me would wish that if they're gonna build in obsolescence, they could at least fix my shit for free. But that would be against their financial models, wouldn't it? Be like, oh yeah, we're not gonna do that. we want you to come and fix your shit and pay us money to do that. That's what we want, though. Give us your monies. Melt bringing a blow up couch camping. Yes. Oh, yes. I want blow up. I want a blow up couch when I'm camping. I want a place to sit comfortably. Like, camping chair is as comfortable as anything else, but bruh, bruh, I'm tripping out. I've had like some wild experiences camping at festivals. Like, I'm having PTSD flashbacks thinking about all of them right now. No. Right now, he'll get up all the way to Canada. Yeah, that's a while away. I got the fridge like 2 years ago. Oh, I do want to fast again, but I want to make sure my body is prepared. My heart's been misbehaving. I gotta load up on those essential vitamins and minerals first. Please do. Hopefully, your fridge is then still under warranty in that case, Jovan. 2 years and something breaks. So that let's not get too into. You supplement magnesium, Joe. Good to do. Heart troubles? No, Joe. You're so young and fit. Maybe that's like some irregularity or something. My mom audited my dad's company. Safe to say, he passed the audit. I'm happy to hear that. There are some cute glamping spots in Croatia. Wink, wink. You don't have to ask me twice. At this point, it's just like a matter of finances. Mukbang is my guilty pleasure, especially when they eat Korean food. Unfortunately, mukbangs are very intimately connected in my mind to Nakado Avocado, right? That fractal, that synchronicity, that frequency goes hand in hand. How mukbangs literally allowed a person to ruin his own life, to ruin his own body, to ruin his own health, to ruin his relationship with himself, for the sake of creating content. And yeah, I'm not saying all mukbangs do that, but I'm saying it's possible. And unfortunately, that's what I think about these days. Traveling auditor, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool, actually. I have a Croatian buddy. He shows me pictures all the time. Looks beautiful. They knew each other for a week before she asked my dad, I'll move there if you marry me. What a gangster. Maybe they'll let Melty into Croatia. I think they would actually let me into Croatia. Maybe. Hey, Google. What is the process for South Africans to get into Croatia? South African citizens require a tourist visa to enter Croatia. To apply for a tourist visa, you must first visit the Croatian embassy in Pretoria or VFS Global Center in Pretoria or Cape Town. You can view all requirements and download the application from here. Yeah, so it's the same shit. It's the exact same bullshit I had to go through to come to America. So I probably wouldn't be able to go to Croatia either because I'm broke. At least in comparison to how rich countries want me to be. I'm like bottom of the barrel kind of, citizen. And we're like, when you're poor, fucking sis, oh, don't come to my country. You don't want to spend copious amounts of cash when you come to my country? No, stay away. I have magnesium. I haven't been using it too often. I'll be more mindful of taking it though. Magnesium is a good one. Also upending gender roles since she asked him. The getting married thing, I feel so exactly. He's okay. So she packed up her VW Beetle and drove across country up to Toronto. Man, like that's the kind of love I want, yo. That's the kind of love I want. Just drives thousands of miles to be with me. Damn, that's such an awesome story, right? I love that. It should help Joe. Magnesium is super important. Agreed. It was in India. What? I didn't know you went to India. I think you've said it before, but I'm reconnecting to the fractal. There's stairs and a platform when you kind of crawl onto the elephant. I also got to feed her and give her water. Did you feel its trunk? I don't know why, but I saw this video once of a reporter talking about these elephants, and the elephants like playing with his face and like going like, and I don't know why, but I want that. I want yes, I want to be elephant handled. Passively, thank you, Shan. Actively and passively, the ultimate healer. Love is true. I see Cable is here too. We were just talking about India. And here our Indian representative is joining us. My doctor is the worst. The last thing that she provides is care. What? Healthcare one? Maybe you should get another doctor, Joy B. Maybe, just maybe. Heather is here too, sending you love, Heather. It's nice having you. What do you want for your birthday, Melty? What do I want for my birthday? Mm, everything. Mm. Right? I'm like, I hope this is translating, but I was imagining like myself as a person on like a Disney Channel series. You know, remember Disney Channel? And they would do the thing, right? And I was like imagining myself as a teenage girl being asked what I want for my birthday. And then there was like a whole little mind bubble popping up. And I was like, I want everything. I don't know. I don't really want anything, actually, Jerby. I want a camera. I want a camera right now. Like, that's been what is present in my mind. Like, I think camera is the next expensive purchase I'll get myself. But that is like one of those things that's gonna take some time. I'm okay with waiting at least. I feel if there's one thing I have, it is patience. Thank you, JV, for asking, though. I don't need anything, right? I am whole. All of the things I get will just add layers of creation to this fractal. More layers to the frequency, if you will. Melty birthday, not just yet, Cable. My birthday's in May. I mean, May is not that far away, I guess, anymore. Having a doctor like Cable, long time no see. It's nice of you to send love to him as well. Thank you, Heather. Yeah, if I get put away in the States, I would be paying for it for the rest of my life. Here, they can lock me up for free. Wait a second. You have to pay to be locked up? Hey Google. Hey Google. Do you have to pay to go to American jail? In the United States, incarcerated people almost always have to pay for their incarceration. Even once you finish your time behind bars, finish your time on supervised release, and pay all of your court costs and fines, you can still be on the hook for thousands of dollars. The more you know. Isn't that an interesting frequency? What the? I'm gonna just like scoot past that one because I feel like I'm losing my mind considering that it's May. Pretty useless actually, doc. What's having a doctor like Joy Beef? It's why I don't have one. I'm trying to change that now. Kind of have to be alive for at least another 18 years. Thank you, Doc Dad, for being mindful of your little one, but the bear. It's actually useless. I think like over the next 18 years, our medical care is complete. It's gonna like radically change as well, though. NyQuil and band-aids. I was really looking forward to try Korean fried chicken for the first time. The day that I drove over there, it just happened to be closed. Of course, that sucks, dude. I hate when that happens. Same. I was so unwell, and no doctors were any help. I didn't really start getting better till I turned to the holistic healthcare. And I feel that holisticness, right, like whole, is the fact that you actually started taking care of your food needs as well, right? Like just eating well could like solve most of our health problems that we're faced with right now. Melita's saying, "What? I did not know that. Croatia. I had Croatians that live in South Africa now coming normally back to Croatia, but I guess they have free pass since they're national. Yeah. If you're a European, like Christian is, Christian still has his European visa, and he like really rubs it in my face. He's like, yeah, yeah, loser, stuck in South Africa, asshole. I'm like, bro, what did I do? Oh, who hurt you? Hey, Tony, your mom. My mom is a cool lady, dude. My mom is the best. I love my mom. My mom gets cooler every day. Say my mom. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm convinced at this point that the only thing I need to do for countries to want to start accepting me is just to reach some level of success. You know, to have money, to be like, look, I got monies to spend in your country, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, wait, oh, how about you come in tourist and stuff, poke some holes in a huge box and ship yourself to us. Don't tempt me with a good time, Heather. That's what I'm gonna say. Casey, I like that Garfield the cat method exactly. It's okay, Malt. I thought JV was Indian until like a week ago. Yes, you hand them their food by their tusks and they curl it into their mouths. Yes. When is Mel's birthday? Hey, Connor. It's nice having you here. 14th of May. I don't think Mel understands just how badass healthcare can be, even with good insurance. Yeah, I probably done. I'm just waiting for the new wave of having our DNA sequenced and then getting individualized healthcare by a AI computer that basically does order fulfillment. Right? It's gonna be like a factory, if you will, that has all of the equipment to manufacture the things necessary, and then you'll have your genome sequenced kind of sporadically, like once a year or something. And then that data is going to be given to your AI doctor, and your AI doctor will never be more than a single message away, right? Probably we'll have like some biometers as well, you know, devices that go on our bodies that kind of like notify our AI doctor if we're dying or whatever. And yeah, like medicine is gonna change. Medicine is it needs to change. The way it is right now isn't working. You friends probably know better than anyone. You're not Indian? No, Duck. You look Indian. I'm Black Duck. Okay, JV, if you say so. JV is totally Indian. I'm not Indian. I'm not in. Don't listen to her. She doesn't know what she's talking about. We love you, Joy Beef, Indian or not. It's May 14th, it's true. Shan knows. What? Not only no healthcare, but if you get imprisoned, you also need to pay. So weird. Like I didn't believe it. I had to Google it for a second, and it broke my brain even more. Cable, do you like metal music? We're in the land of the free, where nothing's free, and everybody is trapped in the cycle of trying to earn a living. So freedoms. Oh, look at all of those freedoms. I'm so freedoming right now. Hello, Kitty. Kitty is trying to get my attention. I see you. I know about you. I'm not blind. You know what she wants me to do? She wants me to go. "Meow." You see? Now she goes sideways because she knows I give her foot scritches. Yeah, cats, yo. She's like, what? Why did you stop? Oh, why are you stopping? I'm not done getting attention just yet. Do the thing where you give me lovin's. Do the thing. No, Gibby. No. No. She's so tiny. Like this is her. This is, this is how big she is. In total size. What's up, meowkies? It was nice spending some time with you. Thank you. Okay. Oh, look at her in the sun. Yeah, she's a sweetie. Little Shelby. Okay. Food can be both a cure and a poison. Exactly. Incarcerated people live better than some homeless, literally. But they have to pay for it, so being homeless means you don't have to pay for anything. But you still probably have to stay alive, eat food or something. Something will still have to be paid for, I guess, to free again. Tripping me out. I keep telling you, Mel, this ain't the land of milk and honey you were promised. I was never promised the land of milk and honey. I love South Africa, Joy Vive. I love it here. I just don't like being treated as a third world citizen, right? That part kind of sits wrong with me. Because I know that I'm not the only one, right? Millions of people would like to be able to travel, right? But because we're living in this country, they don't allow us to, and that feels evil to me. I just like feel straight up evil. I'm like, why are you like this? Stop it, please. Stop. No jail, but also psychiatric facilities. Yeah, and you can like study and stuff as well, right? Live better than some homeless. Keep telling you, yup, it can be exactly. Food is medicine. It's true. Kitty is like really trying to get my attention. She's like, dude, you like gave me like 5 seconds worth of attention. Do more. Melty, are you excited for your trip this weekend? Any plans for said trip? Painting at all? Uh, my plan, one of the plans I have is to watch that movie that I was talking about earlier, The Magician's Elephant. I want to watch that in that mind space. I feel like that's important. I usually spend like some time, kind of like during the introduction of the trip, right? Like I know nothing, and having to be okay with that. That part usually is hard, and I kind of like just sit and I'm like, oh yes, I know nothing. Now I know more nothing than I did 20 seconds ago. Second. Even more of nothing that I know, and then it reaches a critical point of you not knowing anything other than I am, and then from that I amness, I am going to experience. I'm not sure what. I want to go into it in this fasted state. I feel there's a certain level of energy that you get tripping while being fasted as well, right? The ketone bodies, the lack of frequencies inducing differences. So I don't really have concrete plans. I usually don't make concrete plans. I kind of just like doing whatever it is I'm doing. I'm like one of those people as well that will just be tripping out, and then I'll like walk outside. You know what? I'll show you. Like this is me tripping. And I do that for hours at a time sometimes. I probably look like an insane person, but it's like a nice way to just be thinking, to be like, oh wait, I'm gonna just think about things right now. Pepe is like, nah, dude. This is my human being. Machi machi kamachi kiss. Machi kamachi machi. Machi machi machi. She's so jelly. Mm-hmm. Poison. Question about the trip. I feel like I'm in a transition period of my life. I feel you are, Connor, as well. I feel all of us are at this point, right? Like you friends have probably been feeling this energy of significant change coming, right? Like us as a collective species are now, I don't know if I want to use the word painfully aware, but we are all painfully aware that there is change coming. The AI revolution that we know is here, CRISPR, gene editing that we know is here, quantum computing that we know is here, the intelligence explosion that is the amount of transistors we can fit on a piece of silicon, Moore's law, uh, this epidemic we went through, right? That definitely induces some energy. The inequality, right? The severe amount of inequality. And all of us are like very aware that this is not sustainable. Something needs to change. And it's creating this tension in us, kind of like pushing us towards it closer and closer. We're proud of you, Connor. Keep going, dude. Keep melting. Don't stop. Connor, I feel you, dude. I think it is here too. There we go. Doc, that also echoing the same sentiment. Always here for you. If you need some dude talk, please do reach out. No countries want me either because on paper, I'm unskilled labor. It's so depressing, right? It's like, oh, wait, I see you're a piece of shit. It says so here. So no, you can't come into our country. I'm like, what do you mean I'm a piece of shit? Oh, I'm sorry. Unskilled labor is what I meant to say. I'm like, okay. Why don't you say how you really mean? They can get wrecked. Duck Dad. They can't have us, so guess we're staying in our countries. How is knowing how to grow sustenance and unskilled labor because he doesn't have a piece of paper to be like, oh, look at me. I'm so skilled. Look, piece of paper says so. I can read because piece of paper said so. So certain to get a camera that has options beyond what phone offers, or because the camera on newer iPhones these days are so good. Some people use them for light work. More, I want something that has proper depth of field, Heather. And if you want proper depth of field, you have to have lenses, right? So I'm not. I mean, we've been like this entire stream space was built using a cell phone, right? This cell phone, and I don't know. I would like to, and I probably will figure out a way to use the main camera. Like I'll probably make like a whole little studio space. I was like already thinking about, proper lighting. Like hopefully by the time I can afford a camera, I'll have more batteries as well, so that I can keep the computer on, and I would be able to do the stream. Like the streams are gonna have less perspective. Like I'm not going to be moving as much around this space anymore, but I will have like a stable space that will have like a good camera and like proper background blur, right? Which might not be something you friends even want, right? You might like the fact that you can see the rest of the background behind me, but that's beyond the point. The other side of it is being able to take proper photos, being able to actually zoom in and keep the photos that I have, being able to get stuff like probe lenses, right? I really want a probe lens, and it sounds kind of weird to say it like that, but I really want one. You want to see what a probe lens looks like? Hey Google, can you show me what a probe lens looks like? Can you show me what problems look like? Let's just do it like this. I'll use my meat sticks. A probe lens. Yeah. Look at this thing. It's so ridiculous. So stupid. This is what it looks like. I know, right? Oh, this thing is scrolling down. No, stop it. Look at that thing. You're like, that isn't real, Melty. That is 100% real. I want one of those. I want one of those so bad. Like I'll fight an old lady for one of those. But they cost like, oh, 45 grand, which is like $2,900. And you were like, why, Mel? Why do you want that? Let me show you. Oh, here's one. Yeah, so this is a dude taking a picture of a spotter. Look at that spotter. Look at him. That's why you want the lens like that. It's because you can get up close. I know it looks offensive. I know. I know. I know. I know. That's why I was like, I know. Probe lens, photos. Let me show you more. Because you can get insane shots with a probe lens. Look at this. Not a spotter. I don't know why there's so many spotters, but spotters seem to be winning. It's a why can't I words right now? Dragonfly up close. There's spotter again. Please, sir, can I have more photos? These some bees. Oh, that's wasps. Look at that dude. Let's look a little light on it as well. So you can get insane shots with a lens like this, right? And no phone camera will do that for you. Like I would like for you, like my hope in this is to be able to create experiences, right? Shots that gives you a perspective that you cannot have, right? Technically, it's impossible for you to see an insect the scale of your screen, for example, no matter how big your screen. If it's a cell phone screen, now the insect is like this big, right? If it's like a TV screen, now the insect is super big, and that kind of stuff, fascinates me. Let's see if I can get one more. I'm really into camera gear, unfortunately. Like, and I know that I'm gonna regret being into stuff like that because it's not it's not a cheap hobby to be in. But yeah, I want like a probe lens. Then I want a like ideally 15 mil to like 75 mil lens, and then I want like a Giga Chad zoom into a bird's eye from 10,000 miles away lens. They're like, those lenses don't exist. Mel, I know. I just want like a 300 millimeter lens as well, so that I can kind of like share with you friends like nature environments. Like I've wanted a proper camera my literal whole life. I asked my dad for a camera for the first time when I was like a 6-year old, and yeah, I'm still I'm still waiting. I'm gonna have to buy myself one properly. A synchronicity is being shared. Thank you for asking, Candace. Canada is very good in terms of psychiatric help. Emerge hospital wait times can be up to 8 hours. Is that long for psychiatric help? I don't know. Laughing, no degree in horticulture or sales in most countries is considered unskilled. Yeah, exactly. Indian Joy Vive is the spicy part. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Like seriously, I'm darker and the sun hasn't been out for 4 months. Not throwing shade, just genuinely curious. I'm heading out, peeps. Love you, Connor. It was nice having you here. I hope you all have a magnificent fractal. And tell someone you love them today. I love you, Connor. Thank you for encouraging me too. Sustaining healthy community and democratically is hard work. Oh yeah. I understand why they do it. I do, Hoopy. I just don't like it, right? I can understand why things are the way they are without liking it. I reserve the right. Thank you very much. Connor, be well. Thank you for the love. Thank you for telling him about your stream time as well. The outdoors is amazing while tripping. This is true. Unfortunately, most of my tripping experiences these days are kind of like indoor or at night. And then I usually spend the last of my trip, right? Like the tail end of the trip, waiting for the sunrise. And then I watch the sunrise and then I go to sleep. And then I wake up around like 1 p.m. to do the streams and stuff. I have a picture in my head of Mel bringing a plastic fishing tackle box full of drugs for no. Like that's actually like it's so weird that you say that as well, Duck Dad, because I had this fractal in my mind of yeah, I'm gonna go to this festival and I'm not gonna do any drugs. I don't know if you friends know this, but I'm not that into drugs. How about that? Right? I like smoking weed occasionally, but taking LSD terrifies the shit out of me. There's nothing that I'm more scared of than psychedelics. Nothing. Like serious. I'm more scared of psychedelics than I'm scared of death. Right? Like if you told me, "Oh, you're gonna have, a psychedelic experience 1 to 1, right? There's gonna be no reduction in intensity every day for the rest of your life versus you can die right now." I'll opt in to die right now any day because taking psychedelics is work. A lot of work. It's so much work. Like the amount of mental energy you expend, you feel like you get melted, right? And then I have to remind myself, oh yeah, I can melt more. Oh, you think you're done melting? How about you melt even more? And I have to keep reminding myself that this is okay. I can melt more just to stay sane, right? To stay sane while I'm insane, if you will, right? So I don't ever think I'll take a copious amount of psychedelics again. Maybe not at a festival, right? Like one festival, I took 550 mics, which is too much, way too much for a festival, and I melted. Oh goodness, did I melt! I melted so much that people came up to me and asked me what I took because they wanted to melt as well, and I was like, "Bro, I just took LSD, yo. I just took some LSD, and I'm dealing with my own bullshit, and it's melting me." So the plastic tackle fish box, I don't know if that would be sufficing. Like my, I don't know if I should share this information. It feels kind of sus, but my little box of goodies, to say it in so many words, is a Zippo lighter box that I have like a hairband around, and in that Zippo lighter box right now, I have two jelly tots wrapped in tinfoil. Like that is my situation right now, and that's pretty much all I'm planning on taking. And I'm gonna take like a single drop because I want to take one of those drops this weekend. And I was like thinking about the fact that I'm taking a drop this weekend and how it's going to build tolerance, which means I won't be as melty when it comes to the festival. Like taking drugs at festivals are even more hectic because then you not only see yourself, right? Because you do see parts of yourself when you're tripping, but you also get to see everyone else, and you have to kind of like realize that they're you as well, right? And it can be a little bit much, trips you out. I'm tripping out just thinking about it, dude. Oh goodness. Maybe those grow lights are giving you a tan. I love that. Yes. Saturn entered Pisces and Pluto is entering Aquarius today. Mega changes incoming. There's like universal or planetary body frequencies as well. Like the suitcase and Fear and Loathing dog. I know nothing of my family's past 1880. I know nothing about my family past 1950. Yeah. Like that's the last of my family that I really know about, unfortunately. What's the rest of your message? I think I have a dark skin origin somewhere. Working out the sun of the summer keeps me pretty dark year round. I can think. Like I know because my uncle kind of like went through the fractal of diving into our past, our ancestors. One of my ancestors is an Indian lady. I think she might have been like I don't know how to say the word. Concubine, is that a right word? Hey Google, what is a concubine? Concubine, a woman who lives with a man but has lower status than his wife or wives. Yeah, I don't like that at all, but I think that might have been the case. So there is Indian genetics in my lineage as well. I would love to kind of like have one of those DNA tests that will tell me like in detail all of the things, but until I do that, I'll have to take my uncle's word for it. JVVS. No, I haven't seen Flight. Should I? Flight with Denzel Washington. It's a popular one, I believe. Lots of passing black folks back in the day. You probably have some in your gene pool. There we go. I want the suitcase, Joy. It's a decent movie. I think about a true story, but John Goodman is his drug dealer and comes into the hospital with a bag full of cocaine in the porno. Oh man, that kind of disturbs me. I had me at John Goodman. I've used the probe lens. Love you, dear friend. Thank you for joining us. Yes, I've used the probe lens. Of course, you have. My neighbors growing up was a photographer. She is the reason I got into photography. Yeah, for me, it's just the depth, right? You can create so much depth with like proper lenses. Hey, it's nice of you to say hi, Wafa. How are you? I'm doing well. I'm sorry that this is the fractal you get to see. I'm streaming on YouTube as well. Like same name, Meltmore. Add me to live. What do you mean? Add me to live. Add me to live? Are you threatening me? Fire first. Sorry. My neighbor growing up was a photographer. Thank you again for sharing that. Joy Vive, I mean, totally possible. But as far as I know, my family was in the old Czechoslovakia. We weren't here during slavery, and I'm not sure how many black folks were in the 1800s Eastern Europe. Yeah, probably not a lot. It looks fancy, melty. JV, it really is well done movie. Amazing detail. I've never seen a camera like that before. It channels the light, right? Like that's like it has so many like that entire tube, and like you can't see it unfortunately. That entire tube is filled with like optical little pieces of glass, right? Like filled with it. Like you want to see? Hey Google, can you give me a cross section of a probe lens? It freaking searches problems. I was so clear. Hey Google, can you give me a picture of a cross section of a probe lens? Yeah, got it. Got it. There we go. No, no, no. Yeah. Yes, look at that. So that's the probe lens, and these are pieces of glass, glass, and then they have these cuts in them that like shape the light, and then it cha cha cha, and then it hits your sensor. So flipping cool, man. That shit makes me excited. Like that's. I mean, I understand why they're that expensive, but damn. Human ingenuity, our ability to capture light. I was like thinking about that today, weirdly enough, that you friends technically have never seen me. All you've seen is the lights bouncing off of me and then flying into a sensor, and then that is technically what you get to see. It kind of like tripped me out for a second. Macro photography is sick. That was one of my favorite things, dude. Being able to see a world, right? Because that world exists. We just don't have the equipment to kind of perceive it. Do they call it a probe lens because it looks like probe proboscis? I don't know. I think it's called a probe because you get close to things, like you probe things, you find some information. HIV, the camera folks are all confident now that they have their fancy distance zoom stick. Wait until they find a jumping one. Like a spider, I'm guessing. The nightmare fuel. Yeah, right. And like at least if you're seeing photos, that photo isn't gonna jump out of the screen and come and eat you. You can get a decent macro probe lens for about $1,200 to $1,500. Maybe in America, not in South Africa, Heather. We pay about 30% import taxes on anything coming from outside the country. So yeah, add add another 30% to that $1,500, and then maybe we'll be close to the price. I love the sun setting behind the V2. I love it so much. It's nice and bright right now. Heather, feel free to share some of your work. I would also love to see it, actually. I'd love to see it. My mama loves photography, and these kinds of shots always fascinate me. Thank you for asking. But lions are so much more, like, mushrooms included. Hola to you too, Kaka. It's nice having you, friend. I want to talk to you on live. You are talking to me live, dear friend. It's nice having you here as well. It's nice having you, dude. Sending you love. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. So yeah, mushrooms are just as hectic. Like the psychedelic experience, only gets more intense the more you do it, I believe. And I've reached levels of intensity where it's almost like I take screenshots or snapshots or bookmarks, right? So, how can I explain this? Imagine the psychedelic journey can be you climbing a mountain, right? And the higher you get, the closer you get to the tippity top of the mountain, the more intense the cold, right? The shivering, the feeling like you might die because of how intense this mountaintop is. I don't know if it's supposed to work this way, but for some reason, now if I take psychedelics, instead of climbing up the mountain all over again, it just kind of deposits me right up top of the mountain where I was last time. And I'm like, oh goodness. So it's every single time I have to like remember how to human again. It's an inside melt calling of LSD. Yeah, the lions. It's true. It's true. What's a lion? That's not a lion. I don't think like as first Joy V, we were trying to be like incognito about the things we call these substances. You know, to not get shadow banned or whatever. But at this point, I'm not gonna censor myself. I think I need to specify crisis emerge. Psychiatrics say a hospital there is barely any wait time and it's free. A regular emergency hospital can take 10 times the wait, and that's the only bad part. I hear you, but it's all free. I can't even imagine. It is kind of crazy, and that's, in my opinion, the way it's supposed to be. I'm giving Peppy pets. I just hear 4-day music fest in South Africa. I just think lots of drugs. Yeah, for me, like the biggest thing with drugs, and the reason I don't feel I'll ever have a problem with them, is because I really don't like feeling like shit, like ever. And doing copious amounts of a substance, of any substance, makes you feel like shit. And I don't like feeling that way. So I don't think I'll ever get to a point of abusing any substance, right? For me, for instance, the last weekend, that other festival that we went to, me, Christian, and Johan, during that whole weekend, had 200 milligrams of meerkats, right? MD, and a single drop of LSD, of lions, for the whole weekend, right? That is like not a lot. Like there's some people that would take the amount of drugs we all took together by themselves on the first day of the festival, right? And I can't even imagine, because how are you gonna feel the day after, and then how much drugs are you gonna use to try and not feel that way, and then how bad are you gonna feel the day after that, and then again, right? And that I'm like, oh hell no, dude. I'm not gonna do that to myself. Thank you very much. I like not feeling like shit. Joy beef sounds delicious and dangerous at the same time. I hate festivals because I can't handle the body smell of massive groups of outdoor fest folks. I have to. I went to Riot Fest on 4 grams of mushrooms. It was too much. I just went for a walk. I want to do my DNA test too, but I'm scared of the government, right, Sam? I'm not scared of anything, dude. The government doesn't really care, right? Like it's clear they don't really care, and they can't actually do something of that data realistically. And if they're gonna do something with that data, they're gonna use it to make other people's lives better, right? At least that's what I like to believe. So if they want my DNA and they get good things from my DNA, you can have it. Give it to humanity, because any human who gets it is still gonna be like it's you, like it's this consciousness that we're experiencing, right? So more power to them. And fortunately, we do have showers at most of the festivals that I go to, and people do tend to be kind of mindful with how they smell. At least at the festivals in South Africa, people tend to be a little bit. Some people, like some people, tend to be very critical. My last fest was Afropunk in Brooklyn. I realized I was done with festivals with that one. Can't be uncomfortable for too long anymore. Yeah, I hear you. Right? I'm about the small, intimate venues. Same. Like, fortunately, most of our festivals here in South Africa are kind of intimate, but Yeah, 40,000, 100% no. Like, that's too much. This is actually the feeling at Riot Fest. I love small venues, but 40,000 Puckrong fans, that's not good. That's too much. It looks like a silencer, Melty. It does, right? Giving to see a powerful performance in a small spot. I want to go to a fest. I've gone to Warped Tour and Bunbury. Snoop was healing. But a real ravey campy fest, that's something I've got to experience. Maybe your first one will be in South Africa. When you come through, Jovan, we'll make a plan. I like that body smell. Susanna is a gangster. Burst through the door out of breath. Hello, loved ones. Hello, Joe Schmo. It's nice having you, friend. We've been missing you. Sending you good vibes. How are you doing? Living with gratitude, being the main drive. This is the way. Things look so much nicer when we remain grateful, right? How's the blades jumping? Good medicine? Dad brought the sun out every day since we last spoke. I'm so confused, but I'm loving it. Psychedelics scared the bejesus out of me. I'm too emotional. Me too, Heather. But I also value being uncomfortable, right? That's why I'm willing to go to this festival again as well. It's because I know being uncomfortable like that in the psychedelic mind space kind of allows me more depth in my sober experiences where I'm like, I am normal. Shit, I'm very normal. I get to walk. I get to speak words in a coherent sentence. I get to take a shower without having an existential crisis. Oh, yes, normal living. And then I forget and I feel like I'm insane. And then I take psychedelics again and I'm like, I'm so normal. Nice. It's good to know. Susanna was just saying her mom was lately in Florida visiting fam Joe. Hope the weather is sunny and warm. Thank you for sending that love as well. Clean air, big skies, and quiet evenings amongst the owls and cane toads. I am blessed. Sending even more blessings your way. That sounds so blessed, right? Joy Vive, Florida is definitely living up to the reputation for weather these past few weeks. Not cold, not too hot, and plenty of fish. Melty, my brother, glad to see your face. Nice to see yours too. You want to pull a card? We're gonna see. I've never been to a festival. Sounds like fun. Just like Melt, I like being clean. Yeah, yeah, same. I take great offense with not feeling clean, right? And even if I dance, it creates this layer of sweat over me that I'm painfully aware of, and I kind of like over fetishize. Is fetishize the right word? No. I place too much claim on how significant the importance of having a layer of sweat over my body is. And then it takes up too much mental space, and I want to unburden myself. To call Melty, hey brother, glad to see you. Thank you again for the love. Yeah, visiting an older brother that was a gunner Sarge in Nam. Helped start IBM. What a fractal that is. Older brother who was a gunner sergeant in Vietnam and helped start IBM. That's a cool fractal. Got my second achievement yesterday, as well as my allergy test back. Change is weird. Oh yeah. And we're not done changing, are we? We're not done, Maxine. My sister ate laced chocolate at a festival. She followed fish around for a summer. She ended up crawling around for hours. What was that chocolate laced with? Crawling. Ketamine? Like, I haven't tried ketamine. I would like to try ketamine. I probably shouldn't say stuff like that. I would like to try ketamine, but I don't like dissociating. I guess that's what it's about. Apparently, it can help for depression as well. That's kind of like where my mind's going. My curiosity. How did it go, Beansy? Do let us know. How did it come out, Maxine? I am ashamed of most of them. Susanna, how come your fam is full of such great stories? I'm ashamed of most of them. Yeah, she loves ketamine and Molly. Of course she does. Apparently ketamine is nice, from what I've heard. It like is a an interesting substance. Molly, on the other hand, is not really something I'm the biggest fan of. I also enjoy the way it feels temporarily, but then you instantly pay for it because it's a serotonin reuptake inhibitor. right? Which means that it like presses the button of your own serotonin, and then after that serotonin bonds, it doesn't allow it to stop bonding, and then it like basically spends your serotonin that you would have had the next day, and then you feel like ass. And I'm like, yeah, I don't like feeling like ass, so no. If alligators don't make you jumpy, the Blades is a wonderful place to be. Gators are just scary looking for the most part. They're just like big toothy puppies, exactly, and they're kind of slow, right? Like you'll know before you need to know that the crocodile is coming for you, and you'll probably can get GTFO, right? Design, how coming from? Allergic to Beansy. Oh man, ketamine is my jam. You've tried it? You'll have to tell me about it. It was okay. I can feel the beaming coming from my hands way easier, as effortless as breathing now. I'm excited to get my master symbol and then progress to holy fire. Sounds interesting. I'm happy that you're having a good time with this fractal, Maxine. No ketamine, no Molly, just happy thoughts that make you feel jolly. Yeah, I like that. Orange, you believe. Susanna believes blue. Uh, Joe Schmo believes big yellow and dark blue. Let's see. Don't make me dissociate. It made me euphoric and dancy. Okay, there we go. Maybe. Apparently, it can make you feel light as well, right? Like you're a butterfly. I love Florida. Definitely a bit chaotic, but I feel like the blades and the wildlife down there are revitalizing, of course. They're not slow. Last time I played with drugs, hopping to Vicodin was living on the edge. Yeah, there's a lot of drugs out there. All the drugs for me, Joe, I really enjoy being altered, and I always feel fabulous the morning after mushrooms for some reason, because mushrooms gives you like psilocin, which is like a very close replacement, if you will, like antagonist to the serotonin molecules. And then I believe because those parts of your brain was taken up by the psilocin, the psilocybin, instead of actual serotonin, your brain has an excess of serotonin for the next day, making you feel okay or even nice. I'm allergic to way more than previously thought, Joe. I'll post the pics in the Discord. I'm curious as well. How about adult parties these days? Ooh, we're gonna get drowsy. Yeah, the downers. Fuck that, yo. Anything that relaxes you is dangerous. Anything that relaxes you is dangerous, right? Psychedelics do the opposite of relax you. Oh goodness, they really don't relax you. They can melt you, but melting is not relaxing always. Melting can be a little bit much. My family property is on an old Native American battlefield. There is a lot of revitalizing energy here. No drugs for me, just lithium. Lithium is drugs as well. Coffee is drugs as well, unfortunately. Alcohol, very much drugs. You relax me, melty. Does that mean you're dangerous? Maybe. I could be dangerous, right? It just depends on circumstances, I guess. Are you trying to hurt my friends? I'm gonna be an extreme danger to you. You trying to hurt my friend? Yeah. Okay. Oh, I never played with drugs at all. I wish I did. Cannabis and mushrooms are all I've ever done. Cannabis, mushrooms, LSD, DMT, 2CB, MD. Those are the only drugs I've done. And most of them are kind of psychedelic in nature. I think all of them. I think even MDMA can be considered psychedelic in nature. I also believe that MDMA has amazing benefits or potential use cases for treating PTSD because being in that mind space allows you to consider the most painful circumstances from a different perspective instead of being completely attached. Lithium made my brain feel like acid was eating it away. Goodness, that sounds terrifying. Melty, anything that relaxes you is dangerous. Me, ayo, come help me throw this recliner out to the front door, please. Technically, yes, right, Heather? Technically, if the recliner is so relaxing that you just want to lay on it all day, every day, that is dangerous, right? Laying all day, every day isn't good for your body. So I stand by it. You got me. I don't feel like love feels like a drug. It is a drug, right? This dude, look at it. Oxytocin. That molecule is a drug. Devil in a scarf. I actually didn't try pot until 29. I think that's good actually. Lazy boy recliners are not dangerous. He's the most dangerous of all of them. Devil in a scar. The devil wears a suit and a tie. Not devil in a red dress, devil in a scarf with tie-dye pants. Yes. Love is a drug and it can be dangerous. It very much can. Yasi. And we've pulled this card so many times. Part of me doesn't even want to show you. We had one of our friends say dark blue, right? We pulled Elemental Embrace again. Upside down though. So I'm gonna read the upside down meaning of this card, and then I'm gonna pull another one. Card number 52. Circumstances have led to feelings of separation. Reconnect with friends. There's very much orange in there. Yeah. How about that? Circumstances have led to a feeling of separation. Reconnect with friends. I was talking about the fact that Adam, a friend that I felt very separate from because he wasn't talking to me for months at a time, reached out and wants to go to a festival with me. Reconnecting with friends. Drugs can be a tool. Depends on how they're used. Exactly. If you're gonna do anything, do it with intention, right? If you're gonna take a drug, a mushroom, an LSDs, a 2CBs, an MDMAs, trying to sound like I have no idea what I'm talking about. Make sure you do it intentionally. Be like, I've been going through this experience and I've been feeling this way. I'm gonna take LSD to reconsider, to gain some perspective, to be mindful of this problem that I'm facing. And then whatever you choose as your intention will become the vector for your experience, like the trunk of the tree that will be the fractal you get to have. Let's pull another card. Orange. Lithium helps protect my brain from the manic episode. It helps me not lose as much gray matter, and it helps with neuroplasticity. There we go. I'm sure that you know what you're doing, Susanna, and I'm very sure that every single person is different, right? Like, even if I could recount to you exactly what experience I had on LSD, for example, it's gonna be not even a speck of what you're gonna have as an experience in trying it yourself, because you cannot explain to another person how something will affect them or their bodies or their brains, even if you wanted to, right? And I feel like that is a part of what makes this whole experience so beautiful and also so confusing, because we don't know how to communicate our synchronicities always. Orange peels can make LSD. I'm not sure if that's true, Joe Schmo. Is that true? Orange peels? Maybe like a precursor. Maybe there's some sort of precursor, but I don't know if that's the main one. I have bunch. I'm having brunch with a couple of girlfriends tomorrow. Reconnections, love you. How you can make? Yeah, I also want to know. It would be nice. Everyone experiences of reality is different, like a fingerprint. Exactly, Susanna. Exactly. That's why it's difficult for us to make definitive statements, right? Like, for instance, I'm kind of against ADHD medication because of my fractal. Because at first it feels great and it works, and I get to be active and I get to be like super, I can do things all day. And then I keep taking it, and then I feel nothing unless I take it. And that, again, I don't like feeling like shit. So I try to warn people against it as well for the same reason. But it's my perspective, right? And I know that other people have had these experiences as well, so I feel like at liberty to share some of it, but I'm not gonna be giving any medical advice. I hope so, Heather. I don't hang out with my friends enough for sure. I hope you spend a good time, right? Share some love with them. This is the card. Which one is it gonna be? I think I pulled like three cards. This one is the one I want. I agree with you, Mel. You got this. You got this. Me either joy, introvert all the way. Yeah. I feel this is the card I needed to see. Yeah. We haven't pulled this one in a while. Healing the heart. Healing the heart. Look at that DNA. Whales swimming, dolphins swimming in the DNA. The heart energy emanating from the side of a mountain. We were talking about caves as well. Let's see what this one means. Healing the heart, card number 9. Spirit of place and healing. The beautiful geometric configuration depicted on this card is, according to visionary physicist Nassim Haramein, the hyperdimensional fractal geometry of space-time. Yes, of course. The matrix is a 3D Koch curve of vector equilibriums. We were talking about the sine wave. This is a frequency, technically, right? How about that? It is a crystal. It is the crystal at the core of the earth. This geometry is intended to enhance healing the heart on personal, planetary, and multidimensional levels. Various places all around our planet have the potential to bring you into alignment with healing energies. They may be revealed through cultural traditions, placement on the earth grid, or your own intuition. Sometimes these will be recognized places of power or sacred sites, particular locations. Whoa, 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 whoa. We were talking about Florida and, Brother Joe Schmo being there right now and the revitalizing energy thereof, right? Placements on the earth grid or your own intuition. Sometimes these will be recognized places of power or sacred sites. Particular locations hold potent energy by virtue of their historical, the battlefield, right? Or cultural importance as an ideal place to offer prayers and quickening intentions. We were talking about that as well. Be advised to seek out the places that summon you and honor the spirit of place that resides there. Be confident that you will be called to the locations that are in tune with your movement towards wholeness and your mission in this lifetime. You may be surprised to find that the place where you live holds healing energy for you. As you relax and feel into the spirit of place you call home, tune into your surroundings and recognize how they help restore and replenish you. Skapow! Dude, without ADHD meds, my depression gets so strong. It took me years of switching types, but Vyvanse really, really works for me. I heard better things about Vyvanse than I heard about Adderall and stuff like that. Apparently, it works in a different pathway. It's a 2-card kind of day, huh? It is indeed. It's happy to have you here for the last bit of it. Sending you love. I hope you have an amazing time spending time with your loved ones. I'm sure I have said this before, but I can't be on a full dose. They want me to be on 1,000 milligrams. I'm only on 750. I believe this is lithium, and I want to be on 700. I don't think anyone wants to be on psych meds, but sometimes I need help. And Susanna, at least, fortunately, we live in a time where we have access to at least some of the help we need, right? Think about living in the freaking Great Depression or in the Dark Ages where people would like cut your veins and bleed you to let the demons out, right? Oh, you're having a hard time, are you, Susanna? Guess we're gonna let the demons out. Here's some cocaine to kill your demons. Have some cocaine for your demons. Oh goodness, dude, we know, but now Melty is anti-meds, but we love him anyway. I'm not anti-meds. I'm just advocating mindfulness, right? Like I do with all drugs. Extreme mindfulness when it comes to using these things because you are changing the frequency at which your brain is operating. And if you keep inducing a frequency day in, day out, then it could become a normal for you, right? And some people want that. I have noticed the normal it puts me in isn't where I want to be. And that's all I'm saying, right? Every single time. I'm having deja vu even right now. Mm-mm-mm-mm. ADHD meds are different, Joy. I totally understand his perspective. There is a roadmap for treating ADHD. Every brain requires different tuning. About it too, Susanna. Things get ragged when I go off my antidepressants and I just slowly melt into my dark place. I hear you. I'm not a doctor. I'm just some dude who's had personal experiences. Brain meds are brain meds. There's no roadmap to how any of them really work exactly. And I feel like that's also a part of where I'm stuck. I wish we had better understanding about how these things actually influence us, how they change the frequency of our being, right? I used to take Vyvanse, but I got them off a friend in high school for fun, of course. Great card, considering Pluto entered Aquarius today. First time since 1778. Means healing, progression, and growth. Healing the heart. Thank you. Thank you. Sending love to you too, our beloved planetary body. Pluto entering Aquarius. Yeah, good old Pluto. Brain meds are brain meds. Same duck. When I took Adderall, it helped me focus, but I didn't expect it to make my anxiety and depression disappear, as well as my insomnia and hyper, as well as put my insomnia and hyperglycemia in check. It helps with your insomnia? That's insane. It's like straight up, I'm so happy that it helps you that way. It does the opposite for me, Maxine, where if I take ADHD meds, I'm not sleeping until like 4 a.m. for some reason. I guess it is, like, makes sense, I guess. Hey, it's nice having you here, Sofa, Sofa, Sofa. We're just about tuning out. Sending you love. Laughing Tiger. I was on Adderall for a couple of years, 20 milligrams. First 6 months were great, but then I wanted to do was fight. It made me like a testosterone filled teenager. How about that? All of that dopamine. Melty, we're both in the tropics now. Yes. Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, it's getting kind of dry here again. So you might have to live vicariously for me in the tropics, but yeah, I'm enjoying you enjoying Nola Sofa? I hope so. I really love and I'm happy to be open about it. If anybody has any questions about mental health or just want to talk, reach out to me on Discord. Please do. And thank you for offering that vector to communicate with. I appreciate it, Susanna. I'm actually on the North Shore, so not in the city, but close enough to enjoy it. By taking it for the first thing in the morning, I would be out by 10 p.m. every single night. It was glorious after months of sleepless nights and a messed up sleep schedule. Yeah, that alone sounds like a reason that it would, be a useful tool. Just being able to sleep properly is a massive, massive part of what I almost like need to function properly as a human being. I appreciate you, friends, for functioning as human beings with me as well, for allowing the frequencies that we shared in the space today, for taking this frequency into your heart, knowing that it's going to stay with you forever, and for trying to generate good frequencies into the rest of the world, right? You have in this, as you are right now, of us sharing this moment, and you will as you continue for the rest of your life. Until tomorrow, I'll see you again, friends. Love you. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you again soon. And Flippy is like, "Are you done? Are you done streaming? Are we gonna play? Are we gonna play, play, play? Yeah, it's your playtime. Oh, so much play. Oh, so much play, play. So much play, play, play. Oh, we're gonna so much play. Oh, ah! You're hurting me. You can't bite me like that. Huh? You silly thing. You silly, silly. You silly, silly thingy. Oh, you're hurting me. You're hurting. Okay. I love you so much, friends. I have to go recharge my phone to stream on it. Love you, dude. Thank you for being prepared. Do join Brother Duck Dad for his stream and like send your link in the Discord as well. Okay, thank you. Thank you too. Love you. I'll see you again soon.